Master of the Mariner.
Master of the Mariner. I like it. So, about a year ago, I had COVID and I was lying in bed watching YouTube videos, and I stumbled upon a sailing video of a man solo sailing from California to Hawaii, and that was Sam Holmes Sailing. I thought that was absolutely crazy, and then I thought, wow, that would be something I would love to do one day. Um, I had thought about buying a sailboat in the past, but it never really came to fruition. But starting with that video that I had watched sparked a huge fire inside, and I've gone down the rabbit hole of forums, many YouTube videos, research, ordering books. So through my research, I tried to find a way of getting into sailing. My goal is to one day have a large liveaboard sailboat that is a blue water boat capable of crossing oceans. I am nowhere near that ability or knowledge, skills. So I've got a long way to go. So I decided reasonably to start with something small, a small trailer sailor, something I can trailer around and that's cheap and simple, easy to learn. And through that my research, the Oday Mariner 19 came up a number of times along with some other boats, but the Mariner kept popping back up, and I really was caught by the large community, the forums, the amount of restoration, repair information, the parts available. The boat is still manufactured today by Stuart Marine. So these led me to basically decide that this was the boat that I want to start with. And really, I have no plans to ever sell it. Hopefully, I just one day buy a quote unquote real blue water sailboat, and this thing stays as a little hobby boat. I can tow around. So I came down this path of wanting to restore and refit a sailboat. There's something about bringing this old classic vessel and giving it new life. There's just something about the connection that you have with the vessel, and there's a lot of pride in bringing something back and making it work, and especially something that brings adventures. So I have never sailed. I've been on a number of boats, but I have never owned one myself. I do have some mechanical background and some light formal training in composites. By no means am I a master mechanic or a master at the repairs I do in these videos, but I do have some basic sense. Of course, I am still learning, and there's a lot of different techniques, a lot of different materials. So if you have any comments on something I'm doing, or suggestions or questions, please feel free to bring that up. As far as my boat here, I got her for pretty cheap. She was sitting out in the weather for 2 years, had a couple inches of water in her. The owner had purchased her from family with basically the plans to restore the boat and get it on the water and learn to sail, and it just sat outside and nothing ever came of that. They're pretty busy. They never had time to get started, so the boat did sit and deteriorate a little bit more. She does need a lot of TLC. There's a lot of repairs, and I'm more than willing to put in the time and invest and bring her up to a quote-unquote seaworthy condition, although this is not a ocean crossing vessel by any means. I will be staying inland, probably lakes and the Indian River, the intercoastal, coastal sailing when the weather is nice. But we'll take baby steps there. I'm not there yet for sure. I haven't named it. It will probably be named after a seahorse. Perhaps H. Zostere, I believe it's pronounced. This is the dwarf seahorse, as she is a dwarf seahorse. You'll see me start with a lot of cleaning. It was nasty inside, a lot of debris, even rat poop, mold, dirt, leaves, pine needles. I mean, it was pretty bad. I see a lot of potential in this boat. As the self-bailing cockpit, even though the cockpit drains are way undersized, and I'd like to oversize those. It took me a bit to get them cleared, and they still clog quite readily. But anyway, there's 2 quarter berths underneath the cockpit for sleeping, as well as the V berth up front. The cabin is very tight quarters, but I do plan on doing some camping. And I hope you enjoyed my short introduction here. I'm going to get back to some cuts of the cleanup and preparation, and hopefully you subscribe and join along on Project Seahorse. Out, I'll probably be able to use the front of the shelves and just rebuild the back side and the bottom, because those are rotted out, and then sand to refinish it. I need to finish getting all this gunk out in this water, and then all of this vinyl that's all moldy on the walls and the side of the boat is all coming out. So the shelves had to come out for that. The other thing, the chain plates, the vinyl goes under the chain plate, so I don't know if I'm going to remove the chain plates or just cut around it for now. Probably just cut around it for now. Silicone is not ideal for sealing off leaks. It makes a great gasket. But in this application, I would bet that the hole to deck joint still leaked despite this being filled in with silicone. Silicone is a nightmare for painting. Any tiny amount of residue, the paint will not properly adhere. So getting rid of all this silicone should be fun. While I'm down here, the deck beams here, which I thought were going to be made of wood, appear to be foam, the foam core, and then built up around it with fiberglass. So, but we do have separation here on this deck beam on the left side. That's the only one that appears to be separating. We have a really crummy old fiberglass repair. Let's see if I can adjust my light. That cleat up top has a lot of wiggle, a little bit of pressure, and it just wobbles back and forth, and that whole area flexes. So that will definitely be taken care of. Another thing, it looks like a plate has been placed over there for that cleat. The pull pit
has a little bit of play. I'd like to reinforce this area under the pulpit. A lot to be done, but this is a small boat. It's a simple boat. Good for learning on. Stay tuned.